Well, good afternoon. Always great to be in the studio during request time and to be able to talk to music artists that are impacting our lives for Jesus Christ, and also to be able to put new music on too. I think that's very important. There's a lot of established artists out there for years and years been making music, but it's always great to be able to talk to somebody that's coming along with a vision and a heart for ministry and a fresh sound and so on. And I found that in Elizabeth South. I actually had an opportunity to listen to her song, Have Faith, when I was going through some music. And man, like from the very first time I heard it, that song really connected with me. And I didn't know a lot about her. I knew I loved the song. I loved the lyrics. It was totally in line with anything you'd hear on the radio. It really encouraged me. It was well produced. I mean, it just had everything going for it. And so I did a little bit of investigating about Elizabeth, talked to her promoter, and found out more, and we're going to be able to talk to her on the phone today. So this is a great treat for me, Elizabeth, to finally talk to you after hearing your song many times on the radio. Welcome.
Oh, wow. Thank you. It was so great for you to say that. It was wonderful to hear what you just said. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for making that song. Obviously, you were inspired by God to encourage people to be able to lift their faith, to be able to say, hey, you know, we know times are tough. We know things are hard. I'm not denying that at all. But I am saying that if you have faith in Him, He can carry you through to the other side. He's already seen the other side as God. We haven't seen it yet, but we have to have faith He's going to take us along. I'd love to hear some background about you, your family, and making music.
Well, what you just said about the song, first of all, is it just really brought back that moment when I wrote the song. It really kind of just touched me, and I was going through a really difficult period in my life, and I wasn't trying to write the song because, I just want to write a song. Like you said, I really was inspired by God, and I really, because I just feel like, wow, He just gave this song to me, and it was like I was sat down with, the Bible, the Word, and was really thinking about, I was going through this thing in my life, and I was really thinking, just grappling with, His Word and Romans 8:28 and Mark 11:22 and verses like that, and so I really felt like He just gave me the words, and then and I was like, okay, and I just kind of put it down, and I came back later, and then just the melody came with it after that. So it really was something that I felt God was speaking to me personally through this song. He was saying to me, Elizabeth, you just have to, I know that things are really hard right now, and it really seemed like an impossible situation for me at the time, but He was saying to me, I'm with you no matter what your circumstances look like. I'm with you, and just trust in me and trust in my Word, and no matter what it looks like. And that's kind of a message that I wanted to get across as I later decided to put the song out there and record it for other people to hear and to be encouraged by it as well.
Okay, we may want to mention, too, for our listeners out there that haven't had an opportunity to talk to you or meet you a little bit, that in addition to your music, you also have a career doing what?
I am a teacher. I teach music and drama for an elementary private school. I teach preschool music, and I also teach first through fourth grade drama. So it's really a really cool job. I write a fourth grade play. We've been working for several months, but it's coming up really soon.
I'm sure you have a lot of fresh experiences, but what does that do for you as far as your belief, your faith? How does it inspire you, and how does those experiences work its way into your music and what you're able to share back with ministry?
Well, the job itself helped me. This is really neat because I always wanted to be a performer. I didn't really want to teach necessarily, So I got into the job and had to write this play. It was a very scary thing for me, but I did it anyway. And so when I took a step to do something that, and I think God really wants us to do that. He wants us to take risks sometimes for His glory, for His sake, in spite of our fear. And so when I took those steps and went ahead and did that, made me think about writing music, writing songs. And I thought, because I don't know why I thought to myself, oh, I can't do this before I even tried something. I just thought that I had this belief that, naively, that if I was supposed to be able to, it would just kind of plop out of me, I would just know, like I knew I could sing when I was really little. And that's not necessarily always true. Like, I think sometimes we have to explore things and find out if there are other things that we can do. So I feel like God kind of used my job to help bring me to this point where I've started doing this now. And the kids, I have a really neat situation with them because I just had, my CD release concert, and I don't think many people have this experience, or artists, singers, or songwriters, because I invited a lot of my students and parents to go to this concert, and it was at Barnes & Noble, and I had, maybe 30 or some kids just come, and it was just the neatest thing for me to be able to kind of minister. I have a mixture of songs on my album, that are, Christian, and some are just kind of, pop songs. And so I was able to sing in that venue because of that, which to me I felt like was a road to getting to be able to reach out and to minister to others. And so the kids, it's really neat because I have kids come up to me saying, I love that song, Have Faith. It really touches me.
Well, that's great. We're going to take a moment now and hear that song from Elizabeth South called Have Faith, and then we're going to come back and talk to her a little bit more about the song and what's been going on with her ministry. This is Request Time on WEEC, Elizabeth South and Have Faith. It's always great to be able to hear that song, Elizabeth South, and to be able to hear your ministry, such a pure sound. And, it encourages me. I know it encourages other staff members. Ruth, who hosts the program, has told me many times how much she loves that song. And I would say that we're echoing listeners out there. You had a wonderful group of people helping you out. I mean, not only did you have Billy Smiley, who was connected with Whiteheart as far as one of the founders of the group, but who are some of the other people on the recording? Because you have like an A-list of people that helped you out.
I mean, just incredible artists. Let's see, Bill Whittington was the engineer. He's done a lot of artists like Amy Grant and Vanessa Williams and people like that, and Twyla Paris, I think, at one point. And Blair Masters, who's did the keyboards. He's just an amazing. I mean, we would just take a song to him, and he would just create magic out of everything. It was amazing. And Pearson on the bass, he's wonderful. They're all great. Dennis Holt on drums. See, a lot of singers like Rick Florian from Whiteheart.
What I would say to people is if you visit Elizabeth South's website, that's all listed on there, and you can read more about who was involved with the recording.
I don't really put my email out there, as you could probably understand, but I do have, if you go to my website, which is just elizabethsouth.com, I do have there's an booking email on there. If someone really needs to write me about something, they can write me through there, or basically my website will kind of link you to different places like Facebook or Twitter, and you can add me on those places. I usually really try to write people back. I spend maybe too much time sometimes with that, but obviously I don't have time to do it all the time. But if someone writes me something, like if they say, hey, I really was touched by your song, or I will write that person back. I hope that people do that because I like to hear from people.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast today. A very genuine person, no doubt. Elizabeth South, she has the song that you're hearing on the radio called Have Faith, and we do have a lot of faith that we are going to be talking to you in the near future again, more about your projects and about your ministry. But God bless you for being a friend of the ministry, so kind, and we're excited for you.
Thank you. God bless you too.